Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 10 Pan-Asian Cruiser Jinan. I did a replay on this, I don't know, sometime in the last, I guess, 4 to 6 weeks. And I think they're really fun to play. Now, did I do great in this game? No, I really didn't. But I wanted to be able to show you guys what this thing can do when it takes a beating if you've got adrenaline rush. And in this game, we get a great example of that. The the enemy Henri is chasing me down. You know, it's a lot faster than Jinan, and it's trying to chase me down and finish me off. But as it's doing more and more damage, my reload drops. You can see it's already 2.8 seconds, and I think it gets down to like 1.7 or 1.6 seconds with 10 guns. And he's so close that I'm just pumping shells into his face. So it's fun if you're playing this ship to get a chance to really see what it can do. And I thought, well, if you haven't seen that or, you know, experienced the thrill of what your adrenaline rush can do in a ship like this, this might be a good example. It's going to be a little bit till we get to that. It's going to be on this flank, and you know that Henri's going to push this way. But this game, this also, at least for me, illustrates pretty effectively what happens when your team activates the throw mode. And you know, this game looked, at one point, at least in my opinion, it looked pretty seriously in hand. I mean, people would have to really be trying to lose to, well, you know what I mean. So, but of course, it goes to that. And I get a chance toward the end to try and stay alive and make a difference, which is always fun, and it's part of what keeps me coming back playing this game that I some days can find a little frustrating. Maybe that's true for you as well. Now, because I have smoke here, I'm not terrified of pushing in. There is a CV. If he heads this way, I can smoke up. I don't see any radar that I have to worry about, so I'm just not going to. But you can see I'm instantly targeted. And Kleber is just straight up outrunning my shells. And these shells are a little bit floaty. Right? I'm still able to land a little bit out there, but not a lot. Now, Kleber doesn't have a whole lot of range on the torpedoes, so I'm not too worried about him. Just gotta hope Shimakaze doesn't eat one and get sunk. I can get shells on the Hindi, so I'm thinking about doing that. I still got almost a minute left on my smoke. As long as I've got Shima out there spotting for me, I think I'll probably be okay, but I think I'd rather push a little bit farther forward out of the smoke, get the torpedoes out there in case the Hindenburg pushes farther south. Doesn't look like he will, but you just never know. There may also be you know, other things behind it that I'm not able to see. Taking a quick look at what might be able to detect me. It looks like just the Kleber and the Hindenburg. So maybe I'm going to help with this gearing. And maybe I can tempt the Hindi into pushing his nose out far enough to where he might eat a torpedo or two. And I do land a torpedo on the Hindenburg. You can see they hurt. And Shima's going to follow that up with another one, and maybe I can finish him off here. Six non-pens. And Hindi manages to survive the onslaught. And I'll throw these out in case he comes back down this way. Now I really feel like I got to get up here and finish this Hindi. Gearing takes out their Shima. They're down a Shima, a Gearing, and a Kleber at this point. The only thing we've lost is a Kremlin. You can see Hindi is repositioning. And I'm just going to try and lob shells over the island, see if I can get a fire started. Nope. So the bad guys have now lost Schlieffen, Shimakaze, Gearing, and Kleber. We're down at Kremlin. Our U-2501 is really banged up. And he's squaring off with the red Balau. Now if I get down here and start using my guns, Kurfürst can see me. Once he comes out from behind that island, but for now, I might be able to get some shots off. There we go. No, Hindi is able to avoid the shots. He's doing a great job. Now, our team seemed to be doing pretty well. I mean, the bad guys are down 5 ships now. Schlieffen, Shima, Gearing, Kleber, Balau, but their Nakhimov takes out our Kurfürst. Our Shima is really banged up, and our U-2501, he's about a half an inch from getting sunk. And I'm really hoping I can just catch the nose of the Hindi. But it doesn't look like I am, so I'm going to see if I can get some shells on the Kurfürst. There's a damage buff. Smolensk is pushing away. Did manage to get a fire on the Kurfürst before he's out of range. And it is still burning. It's not going to do much. Got 50 seconds left on the smoke, and Thunderer is now in range, so I'm just going to start putting shells on Thunderer. I don't have to worry about destroyer torpedoes coming into the smoke. Very floaty shells. Two-second reload. Now we've lost Kremlin and Kurfürst and Salem. And my smoke is wearing off, so I do not want to keep firing. And Hindenburg torpedoes our Montana. Yeah, that's the beginning of my team engaging throw mode. Now the Shimakaze goes down. And our Montana is lamenting the fact that he wasn't able to sink the island. Well, you know, overpins are a thing. Yamato takes out their Nakhimov. Shimakaze takes out their Hindi. Finally, that guy's gone. The Yamato finishes our Marceau. It is now 5 ships to 6 ships. We do have a lead. We have a Gearing in the cap circle. But still far from over. Napoli is pushing into Smolensk, Kurfürst, Thunderer, Henri. How do you suppose this is going to turn out? So right now I'm thinking we're probably 30 seconds to a minute away from Napoli being gone. But Dave's tank does finish off the Yamato. Unfortunately, their Yamato finishes off our Yamato. We still have a 1-ship lead. We still have the Gearing in the cap circle. But I think our Napoli's in big trouble. Yep. He's getting seriously banged up, and Thunderer just says, you know what? Let's just put an end to this whole thing. And now it's 4 ships to 4 ships, and they've got all 4 of their ships on this flank. Now what can I do? Well, what I decide to do is to just harass them, try and slow them down, but I'm not going to be able to do much of that as long as Henri continues to push south. Now you can see that I've got a 9.8 kilometer detection radius, and he's a 10.3, and that ship is fast. .2. Yeah, and he knows exactly what he has to do. He has to chase me down. He knows I'm out here. So we're 10 minutes and 12 seconds in. I've got 41,000 damage, a couple of fires, 79 shells on target. And he's already got his guns pointed out this way. Really hoping to tag him. I do. That damage that I got with that torpedo proves to be quite fortuitous. Now you got Marceau saying I can push into the Henri. No. No, I really can't. I'm going to kite away. I'm going to make use of my smoke, which you're going to see here in a minute. And I'm going to hope to be able to get a chance to finish him off, but it's not going to be easy. Henri has big guns, and this thing has basically destroyer armor. And I am detected, so I'm going to smoke up. Try and get him to turn back this way. Hopefully not so much that he misses all the torpedoes. I'm guessing the Marceau just went to the WOW's wiki. And I really need to get the guns hot. Now why am I slowing down here? Well, it's because I want to try and get some damage on the Henri. But you can see he's accelerating. He's got the speed boost going now. And now I can't see him. And yes, the game is almost over, but look where our gearing's at. You may remember me talking about throw mode, and let's be clear, I came close to being a part of that here. There's the hydro. Oh, that's bad news. But when he fires, he's visible. And I get so lucky there. All right, so what's my reload at now? 1.8 seconds. And I'm making terrible shots. I shouldn't have even worried about the torpedoes, really. If I had it to do over again, I wouldn't. There's no way for me to avoid the engagement at this point. I just have to run and try and do as much damage as we can. You can see our Montana, he's convinced we're going to lose now. So we lost our gear. Our gearing's still up there. We lost our sub, Yao, and my reload now is down to 1.7 seconds. And I'm just going to go full ham on this guy and hope I can finish him off before he finishes me. Just holding the button down.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
1.6 second reload. And I'm still burning, but I think I'm going to survive the fire. So what's the situation right now? Well, we're up 935 to 145, so it really looks pretty good for us. And we've got our gearing out there who can put torpedoes out in front of them, but we can't let them get the cap. There's still almost 6 minutes left in the game. All right, so at this point I'm thinking, all right, well, that's cool. Gearing can sit back and he can... Wait, what's going on? I was thinking while this was happening in real time. Why is Gearing using his guns? Well, that points lead that we have? It gets a little smaller, and they're in the caps. So they're in the cap. They've got a buff that they can charge into. So now it's 2 ships to 2 ships. And I'm going to try and get behind the edge of this island here. The CV's going to keep them spotted for me. And maybe I can get them reset. That's the hope. So I played, well, it was a pretty boneheaded move, allowing that Henri to get close enough to do what he did. I'm just going to work on resetting these guys. You can see I'm not doing a lot of damage. And so that's enough resetting on him. And got a fire. Switch to the Thunderer. And there are those torpedoes. On the unsuspecting Thunderer. You're okay, Thunderer. Nothing to worry about. And now we're in pretty good shape. I just have to keep from getting blapped. So I'm going to make use of the island here. He's still well within my gun range. And I'm just going to start raining shells on him. I got a kick out of this game. Ended up with pretty decent damage total. And was able to help out at the end. That's always fun. I hope you enjoyed it. These ships are fun, but they're very squishy. If you enjoyed watching this, I'd really appreciate it if you can like and subscribe. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'll see you next time.